Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday, and Saturday is the weekly WW meeting topic and my weekly weigh-in. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Dee, this is Slim, and let's get to the topic, shall we? I did get weighed in. You'd be shocked. I'm actually filming this on Friday because I'm leaving bright and early on Saturday, and I have to get up at 4 a.m. That's not happening. So I'm filming this Friday. I'm on my way to work. I'm all ready to go. My camo. I had corned beef and cabbage last night. We had our St. Patty's celebration last night because, well, you know why. Steve didn't want to have cabbage the day before we're going away, which I think is a good thing for me and the rest of us in the car. So yeah, we had our St. Patty's cabbage last night and corned beef. It was phenomenal. I don't know why I don't make it more often. It was so good. So I know, with corned beef, it's a little bit of a, lunch meat kind of type thing. But I am happy to report when I got on the scale this morning, I was the same. You know what? You want to know what my secret is? I'm going to sit here and tell you what my secret is. And I should do it every day, and I don't. And that's my fault. Water. Fluids. When you know you're going to have something that could potentially be damaging, like lunch meats, water. I drank my face off yesterday. That's why they tell you to drink water. Why I can't get into it an everyday habit, I don't know. I do my green tea flush on the day before weighing. I did green tea as well yesterday. So it was green tea and water, green tea and water. I was drinking. I was in the bathroom pretty much all day. Why don't I do that every day? That is a habit we should be getting into. It works. It works. It flushes you out. When you feel like you just feel bloated, water, it flushes out your kidneys. It's a known fact. I'm not sure why I don't do it. It just irks me sometimes that I don't do it. Habits, people, habits. So this week's weekly topic is, how do I get past a weight plateau? Oh my gosh, the weight plateau. The weight plateau is real. It really is. The longer you're on plan, the more likely you're going to hit a plateau or 2 or 3. Does that mean you're not losing? Oh, Beth Jane wrote this. She's back. Beth Jane's O'Keefe. She hadn't written the last few because it said Weight Watchers in this. It's Beth Jane. Welcome back, Beth Jane. Sorry I scrolled on that one, but I didn't expect to see her name here. The plateau is real. It's hard because we put the work in, and we always say this, the scale's supposed to give us our reward, and it doesn't. Does that mean our week was bad because the scale went up? No, it didn't. It's hard to get past that because we need that motivation to continue. That's basically what it's all about. It's continuing the motivation. And when you see that non-movement on the scale, you lose your mojo. You do. And it's one of those things that's, as much as we say it doesn't bother us, in the back of our little head, it does. All I can say is they're dealing with this because it's normal and it happens. So if they're talking about it, know that you're not crazy, you're not alone. It happens. It's what do we do going forward? If you have a gain, you look back over your week. If you've done everything right, you weighed and measured, you've tracked, you didn't eat anything you didn't write down, and that scale went up, then it's really not you. It's probably your body, which technically is you, I guess. Just saying, you know what, we're not going to lose right now because your body likes to be heavy. Crazy that sounds, and it's not healthy, but it likes it. It's used to it. So when you do something like that, it's like, wait a minute. We like this. We like all this extra cushioning in here. So it has to just get used to the new way that you eat and the new intake of food, and it will. And then sometimes, though, to break a plateau, there's different things. We'll see if they talk about it here. But the few things that I do, again, is change up how I exercise. And I don't exercise, me. It's mostly walking. But maybe I will do a different type of walking, like a more faster walking, or maybe more slower walking, or maybe a little bit more walking, or maybe a little bit less walking. Tweak it a little bit and tweak the foods that you eat. Sometimes, my nose is running this early in the morning, we like to eat the same things. We do. We like their same breakfast. You know me, I love oatmeal. My overnight oats is my favorite. Back in the day, back when I was on Points Plus, that's how long I've been having overnight oats. I would have it 3 to 4 times a week. But I think we get complacent with our food. Sometimes changing up what we're eating. If you're having a bag of chips every day, maybe have some veggies and dip for a few days. Or maybe every other day. instead of having oatmeal, maybe change it up to pancakes, maybe change it up to omelets, maybe change it up to wraps. I love a good breakfast wrap. I mean, stuff like that. Like, making breakfast bowls are always really nice with some potatoes. Remember, potatoes I always like to say this because I feel like potatoes get a bad rap. Just because they're not 0 points doesn't mean they're not a good option. A nice potato bowl with the potatoes in the bottom, with some nice roasted vegetables and some eggs. Oh my goodness. It's like a hash. Make a hash. A little Canadian bacon in there. Change up what you're eating. If you're too restrictive on your diet, lose a little bit. Not a lot, a little bit. Sometimes we stick to those 23 points a day and refuse to eat anything else. Like, do that technique where they go up, points, low, up. So every day you're not at the same points. So that always that helps break a plateau too. Just know that it's pretty normal. It is. And we just have to keep up with it, and it's going to happen, and it's going to happen more than once. So get prepared for that. I don't know anybody that's ever gone through a plateau. I mean, I think I'm at a plateau now, even though I feel like I'm, losing and gaining the same 3 pounds. I don't feel like I'm consistent in anything that I do, and that doesn't help. You have to be consistent, and I know this, Remember, Day of Reckoning, March 26th. Oh, Monday the 27th is going to be an awesome video. I'm going to read myself a new one. All right, when the scale won't budge for a few weeks, your thoughts might just feel as stuck on that one single number. Nudge your focus in a different direction, and the weight loss might follow. You have to get your mind off of the scale. Again, that's our reward. That's what tells us that we're doing well. I get it. I do, but it's a scientific fact. Science. I'm talking science. Don't tell Weight Watchers. Number 1. Try this. List what you can control or change other than the scale. A lingering cold that stops my energy. You can't control that. All the times I didn't track this past week. You can't go back and change that. You can't control what you did in the past. You can only change what you do in the future. What I ate and drank last weekend. Again, in the past, you can look back and say, if I didn't, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Hindsight is 20/20. We can't go back. We can only go forward. Number 2, list things that you can control that will support your journey. I can, from here on, consistently move, track, be easier on myself, and celebrate my non-scale victories. Look for those little silver linings. They're there. Look for them. Look for that jacket that didn't button. Look for those pants you couldn't get over your hips. Look for things like that. I mean, they're there. We just don't think about it because we just keep focused on that scale. Celebrate those victories. Celebrate each and every one of them. Number 3, choose one, then make a plan for how you'll make it happen. I'll set a reminder to track my meals after dinner every night. Back when I was a consistent tracker, which I've been open about that I have not been, my big thing was I sat down, and we all have our phones with us. We do. And I would track, and then I would eat. I wouldn't eat until I tracked. Now I kind of track occasionally, most times when I'm eating, and I've gotten off that. This way, eating was my reward for tracking. You can even pre-track. If you're a pre-tracker, if you know what you're going to have for dinner, pre-track it. Why not? It's one less thing you do. But definitely track before you eat. Make it a habit. Like, okay, I'm sitting down. Track. It'll help. Help me. Let's dive deeper. There's a reason so many members ask about how to overcome plateaus. They happen to everyone. Yep, we're all in this together. But knowing that unfun fact may not help you feel any less frustrated or discouraged, especially if you've been feeling dialed into your healthy habits. Like, if you think you're doing well, we all think we're doing the plan. We all. And here's my big pet peeve, which is, for me especially, I follow my version of the plan, not the plan's version of the plan. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I could follow my version and do well. And sometimes I could follow my version and not do well. Sometimes it's better to follow the person who created the version of the plan. And it's a new concept, isn't it? Should we actually follow the plan the way it's meant to be? Hashtag guilty. What can help? Shifting your focus away from the one pesky number and towards all the things that actually you can control. Take yourself away from the number on the scale and the number of your dress size. I continue them to be both, because I think that we have this number in our head that we want to get to. And if we don't get there, we're not successful. Yeah. See, there's the thing about weight loss. It's a hard battle. It's a daily battle. It is a hour by hour battle. That's the thing that people who aren't on this journey, Slim agrees, don't understand, because sometimes we fight hour to hour not to go in that kitchen and grab something that we don't have points for, we don't need, and we really shouldn't eat. But every day we sit there, and I sit there and you think about it, and you know where. That's why I say sometimes taking it out of sight helps. Like, yes, others should have their snacks, absolutely, but not in your zone. Like, you need to have a safe zone in your kitchen that's just for your snacks, your stuff, or you can see. They can have their snacks, but maybe they need to be put away, so you don't have to look at them. Put them maybe in a container that has lids that you don't have to look at them. Because truly, out of sight is out of mind. And I think that will help some of us that have the kids at home, have the husbands that have to have the cakes. Well, Steve isn't like, well, I shouldn't say, well, he'll eat it if it's there, but he isn't one to bring it in, usually. I mean, like, I think Good Friday he'll have he calls them his penance buns, his hot cross buns. Again, I don't really like them. So he could bring a dozen of them in, I wouldn't touch them. Now, if he brings in cheese Danish, all bets are off, because I love my cheese Danish. But we have to do what we have to do. What can help shifting your focus away from it? Oh, I already read that. I'm not awake yet. It doesn't mean you need to overhaul your entire routine. Make tweaks if necessary, or stay zeroed in on what you've been doing, tracking, planning meals, being active and celebrating all non-scale victories. Remember, you're in a change of a healthy choice, and how you measure the progress. Put yourself in the driver's seat in these ways, and soon you'll be back moving steadily towards your goal. And if someone in your life is in front of that goal, then you just sit down and have a talk. Like I've said, like, going on this cruise tomorrow, I've told Steve, I've told the girls I'm going with, I need help. Don't be afraid to ask for it. Don't be afraid to admit that you have a problem with food. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fairly normal. We didn't get this way not having a problem with food control. So if you ask for help, some people will give it to you. Some people might not. They'll be like, oh, please, just get off the table. Just walk away. Just stop. What is wrong with you? Why don't you just stop eating? They don't realize you can't. It's this thing up here that just makes you do it. When I was answering somebody's comment, and she says, I can't, I'm always hungry. And sometimes I said, it's not always you're hungry. It's you want it and you think you're hungry. Because if you're truly hungry and you're eating all this, you wouldn't be hungry anymore. The point of it is, how do we stop feeding our head hunger? That is the biggest question. I've yet to come up with an answer, but sometimes just admitting that it's head hunger and knowing that it's head hunger does help. You have to switch your focus. You have to get away from the danger zone of the kitchen. And I say this whole time, this is why I watch Netflix, because I get involved in something. I get my mind away from the kitchen. If I sit there and look around, it would be disastrous. I cannot spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Never ends up well. 3 fast facts. A plateau is when you don't lose weight for a few weeks in a row. 2, changes in eating or activity habits are 2 of the most common causes of plateau. Really? Changes in eating habits or activity habits. I'm telling you, that's how you get out of a plateau. Not sure why it causes a plateau. Maybe they mean because you're in a healthy lifestyle that's changed from how you used to be, maybe. I don't really know. Sometimes the reason for a plateau isn't clear. It's not. Sometimes, and I say this every week here, and I'm sure you'll be like, Dee, you've already said that. You say it all the time. Sometimes you just don't lose. I'm going to sit here and be 150% honest. You don't lose. Well, maybe you do. You don't lose every week, especially if you've been on this journey a long time. You don't, and don't expect to. As long as you're within a range. That's why Weight Watchers gives us that 2 points over our goal weight, because they know any given time you could be 2 pounds over that. over a weight you're supposed to be, because it's normal. It is normal. If you expect to lose every week, then you're probably on a diet, and you're probably not eating enough, because those people, they're the ones that expect to lose every week. Oh, I don't know why I didn't lose this week. Because you don't. And the less you have to lose, the less you're going to do. The more that's going to happen, because you don't have a lot to lose. There's not a lot of body fat on your body when you don't have a lot to lose. Like, you want to get off these 5 pounds. 5 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but when you don't have that much to lose, it's huge. It's like somebody's 50 in a weird sort of way. So just really look at the fact that plateaus happen. You just have to sit there and you have to ride. It's like riding the wave, you know? You just have to ride the wave, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing the plan the way it's supposed to be done. That's a lot of reasons why sometimes the scale doesn't move. It's not even the plateau's fault. It's our fault. And we don't want to take ownership of a lot of things. Like, oh, it's not me. It's gotta be the plan. It's not me. I did everything right. It's not me. It's not me. It is us. We're in control of the driver's seat. You know, sometimes it's hard to admit. It's hard to admit for me when I'm talking about changing things up in a couple weeks. I've admitted I am not doing what I should be doing, and I wish I knew why. Like, is it just I'm just tired of it? Is it just I've done it for so long I've become complacent? So maybe we just need to shake it up a bit, and really shake it up a bit. But that's how you do it. You really, and you do, but you have to do things consistently, and something that you can, like, I'm not going to sit there and go on some kind of like fast. That would not be me. I'm not going to go and do intermittent fasting where I would never survive that. My gallbladder would never survive. My colon would never survive it. I cannot do intermittent fasting. That's a whole other video. But yeah, I have to do something that's something I can continue. It's consistency. That is the key to any successful weight loss journey, is being consistent. You know, there's no magic pill, there's no magic injection, there's no magic anything. You just have to do the plan consistently. Weigh and measure, portion control. They're all the keys of this. If you are new here, I'm going to give you something that took me a long time to figure out, but I'm giving it to you early. Those are the keys to weight loss success. And consistency is how you get longevity. Because who wants to gain all this weight back? Not me. You know, and that's why I'm fighting for, you know, I feel like I said fighting for my journey. I'm fighting because if I give up, it's all going to go to hell in a handbasket real fast. And we all know this because we've all been there. So we have to fight for our program. And now that Weight Watchers will deal with this, is getting rid of meetings, and it is, the injection thing is totally different because it doesn't involve us. That does not involve me, that sequence. It doesn't involve any one of us, because that's for something other than us. We don't have to do it. So I feel it's something that they never touted before, and they never, they talked us out of that. Yeah, I kind of feel like, really? Because, that's not what you preached prior. But that's not my issue, because that's not my monkey, not my circus. My monkey in the circus deals with the lack of in-person meetings. That could affect me. That's not going to affect me, because it has nothing to do with me. We have to keep that in mind. Yes, we might not agree with them purchasing it and that yada, 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 but it doesn't affect us. Weight Watchers, our weight loss journeys start with us. Not them, us. We have to commit. We have to do the plan. They could write the best plan in the world. If we don't follow it, big whoop. We are Weight Watchers. We are. So I'm more concerned about losing my in-person meeting. Well, I am technically, as far as I know, mine is just moving. It's not closing. But how far is it moving? I already go a half an hour. I don't know if I want to commit any more time to that, to driving. That's a half hour each way. That's an hour out of my day. So I am really on the fence with it. But, we have a community here, and we will support you. If you're losing your meeting, if you don't like Zoom, we are here for you at Dish with D. We are going to continue with our lives. We have a Zoom we do on Monday nights. It's very structured. The lives are a little bit loosey-goosey. We kind of, we talk, but we kind of, get sidetracked. But the lives are very structured. There's a topic. Sometimes there's even a printable. This was last week's, the measurement tracker. Again, how funny did that come in? Because there's other ways to gauge your weight loss, measurements, and it has different times when to take them. Because you might not see a loss on the scale, but you might see a loss in your hips, your waist, your thighs. your buttocks, your arms. So there's got to be ways we can check ourselves other than the scale, because the scale, I'm going to give you another little tip, is not the be all end all. So especially if you're a person that exercises, you're toning, you're changing. Some people exercise and gain weight because they gain muscle mass. And it's just, you see how many people, they show pictures when they were less weight, and then they're smaller when they've, toned up, but they weigh either the same or slightly higher. So don't ever, but I just want to put out there that we got you here at Dish with D. We are a community here. We have a fantastic face group, so don't feel you're left out in the cold. I would never do that. I will continue to track Weight Watcher points for you, even though I was kind of on the fence with that, because I may be doing iTrack bites. That's the play. The iTrack bites because I want to do my calories and macros, and it's just easier for me to do it there. So, but I will definitely continue to give you Weight Watcher points if that's the points that you need, because I am not going to abandon you. Weight Watchers might, but Dish with D could never abandon. I'm too human. I'm like, at first I thought about, I'm like, how could I could never abandon you guys. I couldn't do that because I know how it feels for me, and I thought I can't do that to people. So you will still get the WW points from moi. Maybe I'll throw in, if you want to hear calories and macros on things that I do. It might be really hard for me to figure out on recipes, but we'll see. We'll see. Never say never. I don't know. I don't want to promise anything. But that is it for this video. If you enjoy my weekly topic, and a lot of you do, and it so resonates, that makes me so happy. It's me, a lifetime member who's been doing Weight Watchers since 2016. Actually, 2013, I did Points Plus. I've done Points Plus, Smart Points, Freestyle, Blue, Green, and Purple, Personal Points, and Weight Watcher Points pretty consistently. That's 6 plans I've done. So I got a lot of experience and knowledge. And I share that here with you. So if you are new here, welcome to Dish with D. If you're returning, thank you for clicking on this video. And I will dish with you. We have meal prep tomorrow. Oh my God, a fantastic meal prep. It is a week of flatbread lunches. I don't know. I outdid myself. Everyone was phenomenal. I think 4 points and under. Oh my gosh, wait till you see the last one. The last one was absolutely, I blew my mind with that one. I blew my mind with all of them, actually. They were really good. So that'll be out on tomorrow. And then Tuesday, hopefully I'll get my what I eat in a day up there. It probably won't be as long because, again, I don't have the weekend to film it. It'll be what I've filmed during the week. But that will be up on Tuesday. And you will be having tons of cruise footage. I will be going live. I will be hoping to upload what I eat in a days because I need to be accountable to somebody. And yeah, it might be a little bit over my points, but you know what? It's vacay. Vacay, we do that. It's life. It's normal. It's lifestyle. I'm not on a diet. If I was on a diet, I wouldn't be going on this cruise. And I certainly wouldn't be eating. But girls and boys, we're living the life. And I'm going to show you how to do a cruise. Wish me luck. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I will dish with you when I come back. Have a great week, and let me know in the comment section how you did this week. I'd love to hear it. So, bye-bye, my lovelies.